कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative. Technology is changing. We're now more connected with our friends and family than ever before. We have more access to information now and better healthcare infrastructure. I know all this because I'm a student of science. We also have more choices when it comes to what food we eat, what phone we buy, and what car we drive. The new Volvo XC40 Recharge is an all-electric car based on Volvo's award-winning compact luxury SUV, the XC40, and it gives you the best electric experience without any compromises. The XC40 Recharge brings a whole new meaning to innovation, performance, and sustainability through a 400 bhp engine, a range of almost 400 kilometers, and use of sustainable materials in both the interior and exterior of the car. The XC40 Recharge is Volvo's most inspiring and caring compact luxury SUV yet. Get a test drive now at a Volvo showroom next to you. The XC40. The XC40. Wow. And you guys realize, Sriram and Sylvie, who are on the show, that my hair grew immediately after the ad.
Yeah.
My hair was much shorter. And then as the ad ended, my hair grew because of Volvo.
Correct.
Which for those who want to buy the
nature
product,
is healing.
Nature's healing. Just quickly, I want to tell people, I want to go and buy the product. It's not that expensive. You can buy it. It's a Volvo with a V, because Indians, Indians are. Yaar. It's really, I've always my life, you get these people, you ask them questions geographically, and they'll be like, where, why,
Correct.
what?
Everything's a V.
Yeah.
So Volvo,
But
luckily,
it's
I think we should be okay. Yeah.
It's interesting, Cyrus.
Don't mess up the sponsor, huh?
I won't. I was supposed to gift a car for my nephew, and
And now you can give them a Volvo
That's what-
XC40.
no,
Then we
I'll
told
tell
him
you,
the nephew is 4 years old. Young Brijesh is 4 years old.
Yeah,
It
these are
was
rich
a toy
people
car.
problems.
It was a
No,
toy
just
car.
because it's automatic, he can't drive it. Come on. Yeah.
It was a toy car, I'll admit that. But I got him a Ferrari. He's like, no, I want a Volvo XC40, and that's how in demand this car is.
You saved yourself.
Yeah.
With you, because you're a bit of a loaded gun. We're all very worried. What's going to happen? Are we going to lose a sponsor with Sriram on? And for a second,
Yeah.
Silvery's face fell. Wrong, left, unnecessary.
We worked so hard on
You
this.
don't come to India back to talk about Pakistan cricket, for God's sake, which we will do in the course of the show, of course.
All
And
right.
heads up for Tales, Sriram. They're very important to us because
Yes.
they're making dogs' lives and cats' lives and all kinds of animals' lives.
Lives
Because
better.
why
Yes.
should you stick to one animal?
Yeah.
The same
Yeah.
urine cleaning substance you can
Hey.
use for your wife, for example. I mean,
Yep.
who's also a friggin' animal.
Man, it is urine. It would work. It would
Hey,
work.
look, on principle, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I get it for Mary, my dog, and then I
Yeah.
move on to others,
Yeah, correct. Everyone in the house.
like mom.
There's no washrooms in the house needed anymore.
Mom, get up, I should check the chair.
Yeah.
It's like that. Is it
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah.
It's not wrong.
Correct. Yeah.
Cyrus, Aisha
multiple-
doesn't know about.
May hear this one.
I'm guessing Aisha doesn't know about the fact that you use her brush to brush.
Aisha, I think, married me for the simple reason that she's never seen anything we've done, any show, any radio spot, nothing, So that's the only reason the marriages remained intact.
Still there.
That is
Yeah,
correct.
because what kind of respect would you have for someone who doesn't really have a job?
Correct.
And there's so many
Exactly.
years have passed.
I
mean,
tell
Rahul
everyone-
Gandhi got away, but it comes from money.
Were you already married when you were shooting for Oh Hello?
What's hello?
Sorry,
Oh,
Hello
Hello.
Friends. No.
What
Kya-
Oh
the?
Hello is John
What
Kelly show.
the?
Hello, greatest
Hello,
greatest
friends.
iconic show in the history of the
Yeah,
the
and
last 25
This
years.
is-
Yeah, but
Cyrus,
oh,
this is
hello.
second time-
Get out of class,
second
beta.
time-
Out you go.
Cyrus,
Huh.
Cyrus,
Yeah,
I have
actually,
a
I was
vote
John
to
Kelly
pick.
show,
I have a
so I
vote
give you
to
more
pick.
credit.
Thanks. That's why she
I
stayed.
have-
She thought I was John Mulaney. Huh?
Yeah.
I have
Hello,
a
sorry,
vote
Sri.
to pick. This is the second time Hello Friends' name has been butchered. Today, Antik shared with Oh Hello.
What's by the
Ayushi,
director?
I
I'm
think,
not
called
doing
it
it. I
Ayushi
literally
called it
just
Just
asked-
Friends.
It's a Freudian slip, yeah. He just thought it was a hallowed turf, and so he mixed it up with
Yes.
something which he
Yeah.
really respects.
Yes.
Yeah.
It happens when I call my wife Sunita. It was really pretty good. Aisha, please don't watch the show, and somebody please don't.
You
send
mean
this email to
Sunita don't
Aisha.
watch the show? Cyrus.
Sunita doesn't watch the show. Yeah, she's too pretty for me. How do I leave? I'm into the hairy ladies. Just kidding.
Talking
Slap,
about
slap,
But
slap.
you know,
Yeah, the beating that
this
follows.
reminds me. So we had a shoot in our workplace with like a great kabaddi player, Vikash Khandola, and the problem is he got sold for like a massive amount in the kabaddi auctions.
God, it
The
sounds
problem with all
savory.
these auctions though
Yeah.
is
Huh.
that now everyone knows how much money you've made.
That's
across the
true.
world.
Oh,
Right.
you don't actually make that much, but the sum that's passed hands is that much.
Yes, and it's
Yeah,
also
the tax and
amortized over
agents.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
Agents, tax, catering, transport. It's kabaddi, not cricket. They have to pay for the bus. So, it's not easy. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's
Yeah.
not like a one-time lump sum that you
No,
receive.
a
You
lovely
receive it
joke of paid for the
over a
bus.
course.
Nobody reacts. A beautiful moment, just sheer comic genius of
Pay
this
for the
man.
bus, correct.
You know, four things came there: the poverty of the situation and the lack of respect for the
No.
sport, how cricket has dwarfed everything
Uh,
else, and above
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
that you have to take public transport unless you're Amitabh Bachchan. But
that is
nothing out of
true.
it.
yeah, I'm sorry. I
No,
just don't know how
because
sports work now. So
It's about
because you made a
socialism,
serious
man.
yeah,
It's
point,
about
and that's
sports.
against the ethics of the show.
Yes. It's
correct.
always by mistake, right? Like
It
hello
is
friends
always.
became oh hello.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Please finish your point, brother. We don't have that much time. It's just
Yeah,
about
so
2 hours to
now
talk.
that everyone knows the amount of money that he makes, and any of these IPL
Can you tell
players
us
or
the
any of
sum?
the public of, I think it was 1.25 crores.
This is for one season.
Yeah,
It's not bad, right? For a non-cricket sport.
Non-cricket sport,
Come
yeah, in
on.
India. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But
Ajinkya
that
Rahane
how
got
much
lesser
he got,
than
or
that.
that how much the teams exchanged money?
the teams
No,
exchange
that
money. Now, I
Huh.
don't know how it works exactly. What percolates into the pocket,
Yeah,
and
exactly. That's what.
that's it's a little complicated. Story, even in cricket, yeah, it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
exact amount. And the agents are involved. Well, the agents get stuff, and the lesser known you are, the more agents involved. Like
Exactly.
when Kapil Sharma was coming up, he made no money because he had 16 people who were taking money out of the
Yeah.
kitty.
What
Now it's only
was his
40
LIC agent
little
also
money.
getting a cut out of it? Like just right.
Until they pulled out. They said
That's-
this is not worth insuring. I'm scared. Just kidding. Great guy, Kapil. Yeah.
But like,
He's getting married.
how does it
Call
work in
me.
like the EPL or football in general? Like,
Same
if
thing,
say
bro.
Ronaldo gets transferred,
See,
No, 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 no.
does how
That's
much
different.
money does he get to pocket?
let the hairy man answer that.
Okay.
But it's not that sum. It's never that sum.
Yeah,
Even
yeah, of course.
baseball
It's
or whatever.
obviously
It
like
is never
a
that
15% or
But you
something.
read it in
a
print and you get
minor of the sum.
excited. $55 million
Yeah, yeah.
guy.
It's the team.
Yeah.
It's always the teams.
No,
Not
who are
the
like
team.
breakups
exchanging
are different.
taxes,
So
right?
Let him
yeah,
explain
so
EPL because he's played for
Yes.
Aston Villa.
Fulham,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Fulham
Fulham.
United, Sheffield
Fulham
Wednesday,
FC.
even
Fulham
Sheffield
FC.
Tuesday, the club that came before them. Yeah. Go on, Shri, bolo. How does it work?
uh,
Come on.
Also, no, I then after that I went to
No,
Nottingham Forest,
EPL,
which
EPL,
became
because I can work out
uh,
IPL for him a little bit, but EPL I'm not
no.
100% sure how the
So the
transfer
thing
fees
is,
go from club to club.
so I would say how I think all the European leagues and generally football clubs evolved to a next level where in most of these were contracted, but some clubs had the financial power to get the player in the middle of their contract. So they have to agree a fee
Buyout. Yeah.
with the team first, which is a massive sum in itself, and
Yeah.
then give a bump, a pay bump, generally a pay bump to the player as well,
So
so
he
that he
accepts
agrees
the.
to come.
So
Yeah,
this is what we're trying to do in the podcast, Sriram, and that's why we have only three today
Oh,
because
okay.
Abbas was bought out. Abbas was
Abbas
bought
was
out
bought
by
out. Yes.
Akashwani so he can read the news with a Russian accent.
Okay, I thought send us to another podcast so that we can get a raise.
Look, don't
Another
deny that,
podcast.
don't deny that all you want is to get out of this place. All right,
He's thinking of various things that
Hence
work
you
out.
said okay, hello.
Oh, hello.
That should be a transfer request in itself.
So okay,
Okay,
when you say
hello.
a bump to the fee, how much
Uh,
comes? Let's just take a name of a player, Mr.
okay,
Smith.
so
How much
the
does he get?
classic the I'll tell you the transfer that made me realize football's gone nuts is when Ronaldo moved from Man United to Madrid. That at that time cost
Right,
80 million pounds.
the
Uh,
club to club transfer fee.
yeah, from Madrid.
Hmm.
Yeah, Madrid
Okay,
played Man United
and
80
this is
million pounds.
mid-season. Mid-season.
No, this is at the start of in the summer transfer window.
So
Ronaldo had been like
does he get an extra cut for that?
of course. No, he doesn't get the cut.
No,
There are
he get.
agents
So
involved.
how much?
There are agents in.
Baba, just
Ronaldo
explain
must
in
have made.
figures
So Ronaldo must have made like say I guess 200,000 pounds in
per
United.
week.
Then by the time he moved to Madrid, I think he had was some 500,000 pounds a
Per week.
week. By the way, yeah,
Okay.
Per week. Now look at the
not
figure.
500. I think that's a lot. He makes 500 now. I think at that time he must have
Okay,
made
let's say
like
300,000.
Garib.
yeah,
Great, because you're looking at
500,000
80
a
million.
week.
80 million is a
yeah.
transfer. And no,
Mm.
you're right. Do the maths, bro. Well,
No,
Shavik
no.
Bakshi said, can't imagine Ronaldo worrying about CTC and in hand.
yeah. But
I mean,
he still takes his conveyance. That bugger is
he
very, very tight-fisted when it comes to all
yeah
that.
he
Yeah.
No,
oddly
you
like
have to be a
Ronaldo.
little bit
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
frugal guy, man.
There's
Like when
Yeah,
somebody
you
in
yeah,
Bollywood.
yeah.
There's somebody in Bollywood. I won't take names, but I do know names because
Take the name. No,
we
Cyrus,
share the
that's the
same
fun part.
spot guys, and people who work in that business. They tell you, they complain.
Yeah.
There are certain
Mm.
actors, well-known actors, who you get what is called a conveyance for the car,
Yeah.
right? Which
Mm.
is normally given to the driver, which can go
Mm.
2,000,
Mm.
3,000, 4,000, depending on how big the set is, etc. And there
Mm.
are some actors who don't give it, and that really
Mm.
Really.
because that's just like a tradition. They're
Mm.
earning in crores or lakhs or whatever.
Correct.
They just keep the money.
Yeah.
But they have so many other expenses, no? Just being in Bollywood, you have to like have the live up to that lifestyle, live up to. They got to save money here and there wherever they can. Yeah.
Like Rishi never takes out money and buys me anything. We've been together for so long.
Yeah, and he earns in crores.
Exactly, man. Yeah, he's got his own spot boy.
This guy.
Also called Rishi.
Rishi's so chiller in his pocket.
Hey, can you turn
I
the
think
tap?
I remember when IVM bought Rishi from Spotify.
Yeah, correct.
Mid-season, bro.
Yeah.
Mid-season.
So extra
podcast,
cost.
mid-podcast, Cyrus, mid-podcast.
But also, I didn't understand why Spotify said thank you.
Please take him.
Thank you, yeah, really.
Correct.
How we try to do something nicely, set up a football conversation, and then,
Yeah.
of course, we just can't pull it off. What do we? Kabaddi, though, I don't even want to try. There's a horrible story about the Kabaddi girls team that had to eat in the bathroom. I don't know if you saw it. It was
What?
covered in the news yesterday.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
It's a terrible story. See if we can bring it up, yeah. I mean, and they're actually eating. There's footage of them eating the food. The rotis are all on the floor, and the male urinal is right there. I mean,
the
it just has a picture.
Or like generally outside a bath. Train or
Inside the general male urinal of that
damn.
area. We'll have to pull out the
Damn.
story for details, but my mother was
I
watching
feel
it
for
and-
the one. I feel for the one guy who generally want to take a leak and then suddenly realize there's
and he gets hungry. Yeah.
yeah.
Pratima, you mind?
yeah.
I was watching this interview of
So one sec, if you look, they're young girls. So if you say things like "ye taza hai" and all, you mean the roti, and it can be. No, I don't mean it that way. I'm just saying, but if you could have a conversation, it's misconstrued. Sponge is getting worried. Sponge will say, "Brocha,
you can get
we'll blame it on your Hindi. You can't understand."
Yeah. But I like how that's the pickup line from the 80s. Ye taza hai. You know.
The way you said it, yes. Can you imagine go to a
He said it in a Gurgaon way, a very Gurgaon way.
It is, yeah. Which is there.
You're actually looking at a
that's a
naan
very-
or something, and you're actually saying it with a wink in your eye. The waiter's wondering, "What are you flirting with me for?"
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
naan.
it is, yeah. I mean, by the way, in Gurgaon, that punchline is still relevant. You can not punchline, the pickup line is still relevant.
Yeah.
Opening line is still "Janta hu mera baap kaun hai." That's not changed. That stays on.
Oh.
25
No,
years.
Obviously.
These, I think they've moved on from the Janta Baap levels because now it's the
But the
next
best jawab-
generation.
the best
now
jawab
the
for
next
that-
generation has
Guys,
taken over. It's like
You
Janta
know, fight.
Baap.
You know who what the best jawab to that is?
Hmm?
Huh, man.
No,
If you are-
no, that's you
actually a
definitely
great-
getting hit. That's you definitely getting hit, Science. If you
Beta!
say no.
Depends on your bodily sizes. If you're like much bigger, you can say whatever the hell
My
you want.
favorite fight ever happened. I saw these guys in Delhi, not Gurgaon, Delhi proper,
Yeah.
and they got out of their cars to fight. So one guy,
Was it over some
this
girl
is
matter
a
or
Maab
something?
and Gali
Or
stuff,
something.
some bang happened or whatever.
Huh.
It's always nothing.
Okay,
And they come out, and the first guy pushes his hand up, like, "Give me a second." And why did he put his hand up? Like, what
Yeah.
is he take a break here? He starts
Hmm.
taking off all his stuff.
Oh,
He
wow.
takes off the watch,
watch,
he takes off the
the
bracelet, he takes off the
spectacles.
kada, he takes off everything. He puts it all on the inside the car.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's
Oh,
fair,
He's
that's
trying to
fair.
fight fair. He doesn't want an
the
unfair
whole
advantage with
momentum.
the
They're
watch.
all like, "Chutiya bakwas kar rahe hai." Come on, what the fuck?
No, I
Yeah.
respect
Yeah.
that. I respect
Yeah.
that.
Really?
Because yeah,
You would comb
because
your hair
once you-
first. Ek
because
minute.
once you end up, once
I
you
want to
end
look
up
good
in the
by getting hit.
hospital,
Yeah, exactly.
Shan se.
once you eventually end up in the hospital, you need all those things to pawn
Identify
off
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fight or
Yeah,
flight,
that's how
bro.
it is,
How can
that's
you
how it is.
stop and say, "Bro, I got to take care of all I got kids and all that."
I
want to
respect that. I respect. Listen, let's not be animals here, all right? Let's just
True,
we will
true.
fight, but
True,
let's
yeah.
just sort of do it in a way
The
that
only
is
one who's
fashion
fighting
conscious.
consistently is Silvery, by the way, physically, all the time. He's had
Right?
3 fights last year.
Yeah, I fight all the time, man.
Yeah.
It's that's my
I
go-to
feel
thing.
I have witnessed Antish have a fight, and I'm telling
Yes.
you,
He had one fight on
I'm
stage, right?
Scariest thing you'll ever
no, no,
motivate
no,
me,
on
no, no,
stage.
not on stage, not on stage. but I'll tell
Over
you,
the stage
but-
issue premises
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
correct.
yeah,
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 that was
yeah.
it.
So
Yeah,
I'm,
you're talking
ever
You were
since
there?
then, I'm on. Yeah, I was there, and I am on his side.
Yeah.
Did you-
never get on my bad
Right.
side, guys?
Hey,
You
guys,
haven't seen it.
Tomorrow, if Antrix
Telling you.
fights for Pakistan, for Kashmir, I would back him because he has his reasons.
Okay, you will never appear on our show again because they are.
And apparently, I won't either. Like,
It's fiction. It's pure
What the
fiction.
hell?
He's going down with the ship thanks to you, bro. That's so unfair. No replacement. Stepney, kaya? Gadi mein Stepney. Oh, that's horrible. What a horrible story. Yeah. They warned us. We're going to do 3 instead of 4, and you're taking Sriram on. That means he'll be coherent, and people will hear everything. When they're we should have 5 with Sriram, so we can bury it with cacophony and nobody can make out.
Correct.
My God. Oof.
We were talking about these the pay bumps that footballers
tried.
get, right? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We tried to talk
I
about
saw a
that.
similar topic being covered by Rajiv Masand on an interview with Beer Biceps. Don't talk about
Beer and
What
biceps.
a,
Yeah,
what a
with-
duo. What a duo.
Yeah, I know.
Actually.
But dude, like surprisingly,
But that's also very
Not
Delhi.
kidding.
Chalo, maro, girl.
but surprisingly, like a very cool interview, man. Like,
Rajiv is very hyper.
he is.
I can be doing more of that.
Correct.
Yeah,
He has that. Yeah, that kind of voice
yeah.
also. What you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, correct.
I know. I
Yeah,
worked with him for 20 years.
Yeah, I was telling her.
Yeah,
this
I was
at the
telling
time.
you.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like, yeah.
Rajiv
Yeah,
Masand
so-
was CNN as well, no?
Well, let's say the full name is CNN
CNN
IBN. It's little different. Little
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sparsh made such a disgusting face. Like, how dare you compare the great CNN with Joe Rogan is destroyed? With CNN IBN with Cyrus Bush are destroyed. Two different things altogether. Yeah.
Right. So I was watching this interview,
Huh.
and in that they were talking about how so if you're a level A star, you're like an A list star, right? But he said, for the lack of a better word, let's call them like B list stars. How do they keep up with that lifestyle? You know, because
what about
they're not working that much.
I
They're not
don't-
getting the regular movies. Also, firstly,
They're not
movies
getting the
don't
regular
pay.
pay.
Yeah.
The difference is what Salman
Exactly,
and
regular
Shahrukh is
pay.
getting and what
But
they
they still have a lifestyle to uphold and all. No, you have to look rich. You have to get the
so
fancy
you buy
car.
the second-hand Mercedes, not
Exactly.
the first-hand. There are ways to do it. It's not impossible.
So then, like but you're always like hand to mouth. Even as an actor, if you're like in Bollywood,
That's why
you
I
may not
tell you
be
guys, stop
earning
buying
well.
your brands and all that. You can't keep up with all this rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very
and
cheap.
I've
IBM
stopped- I've-
t-shirts, $500 bucks. You get a t-shirt
So-
from IBM. I mean, it's cheap.
So apparently
That's
the thing to
exactly
do.
why. That's
Sorry, go
exactly
ahead.
why
Yeah.
both Antriksh and I stopped doing Bollywood movies. It just was too much.
Yeah, it just
No, yours was on
we
principle.
never made it out of the D list.
Yours was on principle. I don't want to mention Kashmir, but you had some issues. You know,
Yeah.
so He wasn't happy
but
with
I'm doing a lot of.
script. He was like, I got to change
Cyrus,
this. Yeah.
Cyrus, on the flip side, I'm doing a lot of Pakistani movies these days. And guess what? The lifestyle is not that great to keep up.
No. Yeah, no. The comedy guy is earning more. No? You're very upset. मैं सबसे बड़ा actor हूँ वहाँ पे बेंचो.
So apparently the thing to do, like the second you reach like some kind of fame or you reach earn a certain amount of money,
Let's get to the
is to-
females. So
Yeah.
After that, yeah.
So females also like, dude,
No, because
the dresses you have to buy, you can't buy
That's
the
what.
same
So-
thing
so
again.
Their cost of
ever.
company sometimes because it's all about how you're seen, etc.
Yeah.
It's actually more than the males.
For sure, I would
Okay.
say, yeah.
And they've got to keep up all those attendants around them who
Correct.
do the hair and makeup and all that.
All of that.
Mm.
Men sometimes
Men can get away with that
good-looking men
without
like
it.
you and me. What
Yeah.
do we just
We don't
wake
need
up? We look like God. You know, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I woke up like this.
And the thing is, and
Gee,
to-
that's
and
just
to-
me and Silvery. Don't mind.
and to top it all off, once in a while they have to have sex with Arjun Kapoor. That's even worse.
And Kartik Aryan, because Kartik Aryan slept with half the industry apparently already.
Really?
Yeah, he slept with everyone, dude.
I
I mean, he has dated everyone. Slept with everyone is a crude way of saying it.
I think it's because
But maybe he's not slept with them. I don't know. He
I
just
think what he
dated-
does is he keeps these two first names, so he keeps blaming it on two people. Like this Karthik, this is Aryan.
No, that was Aryan. That was
Yeah, Aryan, मैं नहीं था.
Yeah.
Bro, that's yeah.
That was
And
Aryan
once-
Mukherjee. Like Aryan Mukherjee.
Okay.
So apparently the thing to do is to always diversify and have multiple sources of income. Like for say Amir Khan, even though he's an A-list actor, he's doing like one movie. Something happened. What happened? There's an
Echo. The moment you said Amir Khan,
Yeah, and
because he owns the
Amir
building,
Khan, Amir Khan.
there's obviously some sort of issue
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
So Amir Khan is doing like one movie in like 3-4 years.
right.
That movie can't
But he
pay
does
for his
two ads every month.
Yeah, but that movie can't pay for his year. Right? So he has to have like other sources of income, like ads. He'll have like restaurants, and he'll have like some sports team somewhere, like Shah Rukh
I
Khan.
think,
or
I think it's the wrong example. I think the guy is very rich. You know, go down
Yeah.
the ladder in Bollywood.
No, but
Yeah.
like a person who can, like, say Akshay Kumar would be probably one of the few actors who can survive on just doing movies and nothing else.
Right.
Because he charges like 30 crores a movie.
Plus, he
does
owns
4
toilets.
movies a year.
He owns toilets. No, that's just a film. Sorry.
Yeah. He does 4 movies a year, so he earns that much.
Yeah.
Other actors are doing like 3-4
He's
movies.
also had a run of many
over-
successes in for about 4-5 years, which
Correct.
nobody else has had.
Dude, if you look at Akshay Kumar's filmographies, he has, I think, the most number of movies which have earned over 100 crores.
Yeah, I'm a friend and a fan.
Oh, you really?
Mm.
You're a friend of Akshay Kumar's?
We're damn close.
Yeah.
I call him Rajiv.
You didn't know this, Antriksh.
Rajiv is
Oh,
very
you
rich.
Rajiv,
You know,
yeah.
no, I'll tell you.
Every
I'll tell you
time
what-
sir.
Rajiv doesn't.
Antriksh.
We come to South Bombay
Yeah.
and he can't park his car. He calls me.
Yeah,
And I'm there for
Antriksh,
it,
you
man.
have no clue. Cyrus
Huh?
used to be a chain smoker until Akshay Kumar walked in on a cycle
Oh,
and
nice.
told him,
Like-
"Ye mat karo, buy Sandy
Yeah.
for your
Yeah.
wife instead."
Yeah.
And he said
That's
that
how-
off camera to me, and then we made it into an ad.
Yeah, nice.
It was a classic moment. Yeah,
Very-
it
very
changed my life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed his
Then we
life.
both
Now,
went onto a helicopter
now,
and did a stunt
now,
and came down with
now,
one hand holding a helicopter, things
now
like that.
every
We got
time
him.
Cyrus feels like having a smoke, he wears a sanitary pad, and that's beautiful.
Actually, I wear a sari and a wig, so no one can tell. Yeah.
You become Kunal then.
Yeah. Kunal, Kunal now
Oh,
just wears the wig and takes off the sari. It's a new act.
Yes, I have a bone to pick. Of all the
You
time,
and your
all right?
bones.
No, no, no.
Uh,
Listen, no, listen. No.
uh,
Of all
uh,
the times we've all made bad jokes, and you said Vijayakar moment.
uh.
Yesterday's podcast, Ayushi literally had like a mustache mic thing, while
Yeah.
to
Day
do
for
like a
yesterday.
yeah day for
Oh,
yesterday.
was it
Yeah,
yesterday?
It
that's
was
a
the most
mustache,
aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's the
Monday.
most aesthetically beautiful moment of our show. How dare you challenge it?
but it is a Vijayakar moment.
It is, but Ayushi
Yeah.
is a pretty girl, so it's a whole different dimension for
It's
me.
the opposite of
Exactly, a pretty girl trying to be a man, haha, not funny. We know your pretties.
And Kunal
It
is
is
a pretty
cross-dressing
man.
An
still.
old 58-year-old pensioner misbehaving,
No,
trying to
no,
behave like
I
an
don't
old
agree.
politician who
I
may have
he
died.
Yeah.
That's not right.
with all due respect
I'm
to
dressed as a woman
Ayushi,
right now, so I'm having a Kunal Vijayakar
I know
moment.
lots of girls like you, Silvery, and Taza hai.
That's exactly it.
what's the name? What's the name of Anita? Anita, right? What's the name that we took as replacement for Aisha?
Sunita.
Who pays attention?
Sunita.
You pay
Sunita,
attention to the
Sunita,
show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Once
Talking
in a
about
while,
the
yeah.
moment you
Reference
mentioned.
to
When
Texas
like,
Shakespeare. He remembers Act 1, Scene 2, Sunita.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a comic. He knows callbacks.
Fantastic, bro.
He's always thinking of the next
lot of
callback.
respect for
Yeah.
someone who grew up on Hindi
yeah.
films.
Correct.
you know who
All right.
doesn't know you know who doesn't know callbacks? Karthik Aryan, because he just sleeps with them once.
Oh, not Karthik Aryan, either Karthik or
Or
Aryan.
Aryan.
One of them.
One of them don't know. The other one
No,
might.
the split person. Rishi
Yeah,
loves
yeah.
it. I think Rishi does the unconscious masturbating thing that Kunal also does, and you all have friends like that, where the legs don't stop moving. The legs don't
Oh,
stop moving.
I also do
You
that.
call
Yeah,
it
yeah.
unconscious.
It's called unconscious masturbating.
masturbating.
Follow Young, the psychiatrist. He mentioned it first about 200
It's a
years ago.
nervous stick, Cyrus. He spoke. It's a
It's
nervous
not nervous
stick.
tick.
You make
Nervous
him
tick is this.
nervous.
No,
No,
nervous
it's
tick.
like a fidgety thing.
No.
It's
This
like,
is like
Yeah,
the
that's
guy's
what-
lower body's going berserk
like a
for.
fidget
He's
spinner.
playing rugby alone, you know. I mean, it's like going nuts.
That's
It's
how
contact sport,
nervous.
bro. Contact
That's how
sport.
nervous Kunal gets around
Can
you.
I show
And
Rishi?
gets
So,
Have you
around
guys
you.
ever
Can-
seen people do this?
have you, while
No.
driving, a lot of people do this.
You know? Oh yeah. But
Yeah.
okay, for our audio listeners, I just did like that snapping thing that you do.
And
with,
for
like,
audio
by
listeners,
moving
I
your
reacted how
hands
you
up
would have
and down.
reacted if you saw what he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
My
And
middle
for-
finger was up.
That's
for
also
audio
the
listeners-
size I need to
And for
masturbate.
one
So.
second, one second, one second. And for audio listeners, Rishi is
Yeah.
unconsciously masturbating at this point. So
Unconscious
let's
masturbating,
clarify
yeah.
that.
There's this guy, Bugs Bhargav Krishna, what this guy is famous actor and all that, and makes films.
Brother
and
of
everything.
Bugs Bunny, yes, huh?
Yeah, Bugs Bunny. So Bugs is quite the legend in our circles, and he made all the Santro films. Anyway, he's done work in all forms of entertainment. But the point is, I remember once we were doing a play, and we went backstage, and we were having this discussion, and somebody asked him, "So when you urinate, which hand do you use?" Some discussion right or
Interesting
left.
question.
So he
Interesting
looked at him and said, "Whole hand? No."
That's so
It's
funny.
After that, I've always been conscious when I'm in a public urinal
Oh,
how you
man.
hold
This reminds me at my
जानता हूँ मेरा
workplace.
बाप कौन है guy.
At my
Sometimes I
workplace,
use my fist.
Yes.
My entire fist. to
Guys,
pee.
we can't meet again. This has
That's
become
right.
like a
We can't.
locker room
Sorry.
conversation.
Sorry.
boys locker.
We were
At my
on a-
workplace,
we were selling
On a
Ronaldo
show
with
where we have
90
two
million euros.
sponsors.
Yeah.
at my workplace, guys, I'm telling you, this guy who I know works at my workplace, I don't know what his name or face is, whatever, but he walks.
That's typical
I'm
of the
in urinal.
workspace, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, and that's how
Yeah.
I'd like to keep it. So I was in the urinal. Right next to me, he walks in with a coffee mug, and
Yeah.
places the coffee mug on top of the
Oh,
urinal.
Oh,
lovely.
dude, that's disgusting.
Lovely.
I can't take any food, drinks into the washroom. Yeah, that's the most
Well,
disgusting.
the kabaddi team was forced to,
Yeah.
and that was the male
Yeah.
washroom. Yeah.
That's
Maybe that
why
was in
Antriksh-
Magga to use later
In the break with
after.
that pull out the story.
after
It's a
number
horrible
two.
story.
He
You,
uses
you
the
think
mug.
Antriksh, you think he's Moraji Desai his coffee?
Reference will be lost on a lot of people.
I don't know.
so,
I don't know.
you
I
fair
don't get the
You
reference.
didn't get it?
Moraji
So
Desai?
our prime minister. in
Oh,
the-
you get it. Okay, I get it now.
So he was famous for
Not
drinking
current
his
prime
own-
minister, Cyrus, former
Like,
prime
no.
minister.
But for me,
Don't
prime
go for the
ministers
cut.
are eternal, okay, and forever. So, erstwhile prime minister,
That's
Yeah.
your prime minister. Like that's
my
my
prime minister.
That's
I did a show with Bishop
not
Singh
my
Bedi, one
prime
of the
minister.
legends,
Yeah.
legendary left arm spinner, arguably the greatest in the world
Uh.
that's ever seen that you've ever seen. And
Bishop
Bishop was
Bedi.
telling us a story when he
Uh.
and the boys were called by Moraji Desai in a marine
Uh.
drive to his residence. You know,
Uh.
and you know how What will you say,
Do
right?
you brush your teeth after drinking your own urine?
I know, but listen to this.
It's a question, right?
Listen to this.
No, it's a
So they're
po-
all
it's like
sitting
a
around.
replacement for mouth freshener. Huh?
But see, what are you going to say, right? When the mehman and all sitting around, what are you going to say?
Yeah,
You're going to say
yeah.
kuch loge, right? What are you,
Yeah,
you have to.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was the question nobody wanted to hear. They were like, okay,
Yeah.
shabash, beta, well played, India. Yes,
क्या लोगे ठंडा या गरम?
kuch loge,
Wow.
which is the heart of which is really funny. This is like, oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Oh, God.
We're looking
It's
around. Sanjay, Coca-Cola,
Yes.
pila do, please. Magar,
Yeah. Sir,
हाँ, मेरे
I've opened the
Coca-Cola
cab in front of
पिला
me.
दो।
bottle
हाँ,
में.
वही,
Yeah, correct.
bottle
Open the
मेरे
cab in front of
सामने
me.
खोलना, हाँ।
So somebody actually said this to the Prime
Yeah.
Minister. Sir,
Right.
pila do Coca-Cola, please. Magar, bottle में. And he actually said that.
Yeah.
Actually said
No
that.
Mountain Dew in that
And the
in that
And
PM
the
house.
thing
How
is
can
that
you be
this is-
caught
this
with the
is-
most important person in India
but-
and
but-
then
and
be in
this-
this?
Yeah.
This is also the 80s, right? Where if you wasn't the whole thing
Yeah.
where if you drink it directly from the bottle,
70s.
there was like a what's the tetanus or something shot you need to get, right? For the
Tetanus.
yeah,
Tetanus.
because tetanus, what I don't know what the fuck it is.
Tetanus.
but-
Why are you getting? Why are you taking
Because
tetanus?
apparently, isn't the whole thing about like if you drink the Coke directly from the bottle, there's the cap, the steel cap gets rusty, and I think something leads to
Ah.
that.
So before the
they-
pandemic fear, which made people
Oh.
paranoid to worried
yeah.
about everything, and they clean every body part for 2 hours every day.
that's why straws became a thing. No, I'm assuming.
I miss glass bottles. By
I
the way.
love straws. I just like the idea of trying to drink the whole
Yeah.
thing in one gulp and making that obscene sound. That's just fun, yeah.
But have you done the entire?
You guys
Very much.
wasted
the
your
whole
youth.
thing?
You never tried this. You just put the
No,
straw
no.
and you go.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can do it with everything. Yeah, you can do it with like frothy cappuccino at the end. Like,
But can you take in a cappuccino? That's
sorry,
hard on the
I
nose.
don't know why
and
I'm
all
making that sound.
Everybody
It's-
try this at home and
our
tell us.
no,
Whoever
it's
can
a-
slurp the
that
most.
sound.
Rishi, by
There
the
are
way,
people who are
I think
turning off
Rishi-
because of
Rishi's having an
repeated use of-
orgasm. Now his shaking is going berserk. He's like Elvis Smith shaking Stevens.
Now his both legs are shaking.
Yeah, yeah, well, normally it is both legs.
It's one leg, no?
No, this his has always been that. I mean, I'm just
No,
going with
Rishi,
two.
show.
I want to stop at the number
Show us.
2. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough for me. Yeah.
Have you guys ever done that thing, Cyrus? Have you done the thing where you take the whole thing and then you do the burp as well, like the
Yeah,
full
yeah.
circle?
I had a pal who could do like the whole vowel thing with the cola. We used to have a Camper Cola and Thumbs Up at that time before
Yeah,
Coke. If
yeah.
Coke comes on, we'll never mention those two again.
Yeah.
But you remember that? You guys,
Yeah.
I don't know if you went
What,
in,
you
in
mean-
boarding school. I think these things
Remember
happen, right?
what? Camper.
The guy can do the burp.
Yeah,
with
I had. Yeah.
burp normally.
People could say names
say
while
names,
burping.
but
yeah.
then do it with the drink. So
Yeah,
it's a
correct.
genuine burp. The horrible smell and all comes.
Oh
with it.
yeah.
Because
Okay.
they take a glove
Ah.
and then, glove.
Ah.
ooh.
Yeah.
See, can
I
we do
could
this
never
live on our show? Because our show sucks. We need something lovely like that.
One day we should. Oh, by the way, on
You
that
know
note,
the
Cyrus,
podcasts?
you are a camper person. I'm a Dukes person because
I
OG
love
Chembur.
Camper Cola, Camper Orange.
OG
Camper Lemon.
Chembur Dukes represent here.
I love Dukes also. You like raspberry?
Yeah.
This is a conversation.
not
Dukes
more
okay.
than more than
This is what-
raspberry.
This
The
is
lemonade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Duke's lemonade, the OG
Lemonade.
lemonade,
But
and
before
the
they took
Duke's
out the BVO.
Mangola.
Before they
And
took
the
out the
Duke-
BVO.
Yeah, and the Duke's Mangola. The two OG
Duke's Mangola I
drinks.
never had. Duke's
Oh, you
lemonade
never
I
had
had.
Mangola?
Mangola I've
The
had.
Mangola-
Is it
never
called
show your
Duke's
face in
Mangola?
No,
public
before,
again.
yeah, the current
Mangola is
Mangola
Dukes,
was
Baba. They
In
don't
Delhi, I
like
remember I used to
Mangola.
get a drink called Gulati.
No, that's just a
That's the
family.
very thing.
I don't
know.
know. I don't know Gulati.
Gulati is a very famous
That's
thing,
the-
with like a
Cyrus-
stylized bottle with like a thing inside.
They're right there.
No,
Gurgaon next to him.
Antriksh.
Rakesh
Antriksh,
Yes.
no,
Gulati,
that's
his
the
wife.
that's the Antriksh, that's the Gulati family urine. That's
Yeah. Stop it. Rishi's going berserk again. And I can't concentrate because of the. It's like Ringo Starr early audition. His sounds are coming out of the legs now.
Talking about urine, let's
Yeah.
get into our pet tales
heads up for
segment of the
tales.
day.
oh, thank God we spoke about urine, guys. Otherwise,
Wait, before that, let me just pat my imaginary doggy. Hi, Baba.
Yeah.
And as I do
why
that,
you, why you patting Rishi's legs, Cyrus?
it's not his legs, but it is Rishi.
All right. So today's possum story
Yeah.
comes from our very own country. It's a story of an army dog, another army dog
Hmm.
by the name of Axel. All right.
Yes.
So on July 31st of this year,
Of
the Indian
Guns
Army
N'
laid to
Roses
rest
day.
one of its finest and bravest canine soldiers, the German Shepherd Axel. During a high-stakes anti-terror operation in J&K in Jammu and Kashmir, 2 security personnel, an army soldier and a policeman were injured. Okay, they couldn't locate where the terrorist was shooting from, so they sent a dog in, Axel. The army couldn't pinpoint the location of the terrorist, who was holed up in a house just some 10 meters away from a mosque. That's when Axel was pressed into action. The brave dog, with a body camera attached to him, so they know this is exactly what happened, charged into the house and was able to locate the position of the terrorist, but however was shot by the terrorist during that operation.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. However, Axel's sacrifice ensured that the terrorist could be neutralized, could be pinpointed, and that no other soldiers had to lose their lives or get injured further. With an amazing and brave soul, what an amazing soul that dog was. Axel will be remembered by his army unit, the 26th Dog Unit, and the armed forces at large for his ultimate sacrifice, which helped him save.
And I would have pumped bullet
countless
after
lives.
bullet from every gun I could find in the evil person's face.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, the GSD, don't be racist about dog. What a dog, man.
What a dog.
And what they say about the GSD, he's not the smartest, he's not
Classic,
the sharpest,
no?
he's not the
Classic,
fastest,
classic.
he's not
Yeah.
the strongest, he's not the most intelligent, but he's the second best at everything. He's the all-round dog. And of course, all the shepherds that are bred from him. The Belgian
Personally,
Shepherd and everything.
personally, I love that story.
gorgeous.
in
But
the
you know,
sense that
see,
I was-
imagine how can you have human relations, because these guys they'll go to fire against their primal instinct to follow
That's exactly
you.
what I was going to say, Cyrus. I was so.
That's why
I
I've
was
given
this
up on human
close-
beings.
Dude, even
That's
like
the thing.
bullet sounds must be so.
So naturally, it scares
Yeah,
the crap out of them. Okay,
exactly,
but they're
right?
able to overcome
yeah,
that.
that is
And that's just
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow.
Just out of devotion for the
I
pack.
was,
really.
I was, I was,
When
I
will you
was.
do that for me? Will you take a bullet for me, brother?
Are you calling me a
Will we-
dog?
Will doggy
No,
make a difference?
Antik's a second
German
best
Shepherd.
dog.
That's fine. That's
How
high
much
praise.
is that
Antik's a
doggy in the
second
window?
best dog.
Calling me, that's high praise. Calling me a German Shepherd. That's nice.
I'm telling you, I was this close to joining Islam, but then after this dog shooting thing,
Yeah.
I can't.
How
I
do we
was so
eject him
into
from
the
the show?
Saidu version.
Sparsh, there's only one button here that we need at this moment. There's no way we can come out of this happily.
I'm
So we
telling
need to
you.
just eject Shriram. You'll be leaving the show. You can join whatever you want and do whatever you want with your life after that. Never speak to us again. May Gurgaon be your last bastion. All right. Good night and thanks for being with us.
If anything, Gurgaon is my terrorist hole that I have to walk into every day, man. You know.
Ayushi joined us
Your
on the
sleeper
chat.
cells are in Gurgaon. Yeah.
How do you think
What did
Ayushi
Ayushi
pronounces
say there?
Gurgaon?
What did I say?
Gurgan? Gurgan would be right?
Gurgan, yes. Gurgan. Gurgan is a
Ayushi-
good.
Oh, Gurgaon. Okay.
Gurgan.
Gurgan. Yeah,
Gurgan.
correct.
Hey, then there's a Gurgan
Hey,
here and there's a
Rishi,
Gurgan chop.
Put your hand in the frame. What the hell are you doing? Ah! You molester!
What is happening?
Ah! एक बार और बेटा
Shit.
ताजा से
I was covered by a laptop. I have no idea what just happened.
Okay, Ayushi is not watching our show. She's saying, hello, sweet people, good morning. Always
Yeah, yeah.
something else.
What
But
is
missing the
What
tracks.
is Ayushi? What was the comment?
Ayushi runs a huge company. She's got lots of work stress. The
Yeah.
last 2 weeks, she was in Ahmedabad for 9 days. And Navratri is coming. So I expect her to be married by 15th October.
She's at the docks right now saying bye and hi to ships as they
Honestly,
come in.
honestly, I feel
This
like
talking to ships has to end now, right? I mean, it's just
Right?
ridiculous.
Shouldn't. Why?
Yeah.
The ship
Also-
whisperer. We need a ship whisperer,
You
man.
think?
Yeah. Someone who can
I
talk
also
to
feel-
ships, understand
I
them.
also feel, Cyrus, if like whatever 25 plus odd Navratris haven't managed it, what hope does this Navratri?
Okay, what is it? Something about turning by because she saw my post? Can you show us that little
Oh, man.
comment?
Yes.
Oh, God, that's
Cyrus, what did
that
you
was
post
looking at
yesterday?
Cyrus's
That was a
post
mistake.
What have you
yesterday when my
posted
wife
I
yesterday?
didn't
asked
post
me.
it. I
Oh
sent it
yeah,
to Kaustup. It's his fault.
Why did you send it to
I
him?
was look,
And
because
someone
they
else is
have
taking
that sort of a
photo, by the way.
relationship, Antrik.
Who's the person taking a
that's
photo?
not the point.
Someone else. Then
dog-
another photo.
I was just
hand in the frame that is
Okay.
taking the
I
photo.
was taking.
While Cyrus is
May I speak
completely
now?
naked
Milord.
with his balls and cock in his
I was
hands.
looking at the right quad stomp just to see the.
Oh,
it's a
okay.
thing.
It was.
Anyways, I can't explain all
you
that.
were-
Ignorant isn't what it
Cyrus,
is.
you were looking at the stomp, but I was
But
looking at
there's
your
a hole in
stomp.
the jock. So I was adjusting that and making sure that that's not seen because it's me in clothes. It was torn. So unfortunately, we didn't realize how vulgar it looked until we sent it.
Why
You
did
know,
he
I
send-
was only looking at the quad. I wasn't even looking at the.
and
friggin'
how did he
hand
post
position.
it? And why haven't you gotten it deleted since?
But you tell Costa. Then my daughter says, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
And
Dude,
then
my
I saw
daughter's
it.
friends are gonna see this. Poor
They're
things.
not friends anymore.
exactly. exactly, dude. What the hell?
Cyrus,
And then,
Oh, man.
so who
Cyrus,
said? Somebody said, "Yeah,
That's
I-
it. That's the
Oh,
photo.
no, don't show it.
That's the
Take it
photo.
off, take it off. It's a mistake.
Cyrus-
Dude, but people talk about how you don't have toned legs. Your legs are toned as hell. Your thighs, man.
And this is on my right. I'm stomping. I'm
Yeah.
trying to push out the right quad. Okay,
Yeah.
that's called the right stomp. It's a Jay Cutler's famous return.
Shit,
to
will we get a
Olympia
strike?
stage
Will we
with
get a
the left stomp.
vulgarity strike for this?
No, the vulgarity.
Indecent
The
exposure.
vulgarity strike is for the face. So I think we're okay. We don't have to go lower.
So we get one every day.
But
Anyway.
Shri is
Cyrus-
very. Shri,
Yeah.
just listen to me. As we speak, Rishi put it up, and Rishi's legs are clapping. They are making sounds.
I
like
don't-
it's gonna fall.
Are
bro.
you do you blame him? I'm in half a mind to quit this podcast and clap some legs. No, but
Listen,
that's
You
the
just be
only
careful.
reason-
You say all the wrong things, bro. Just be careful.
The
please.
only reason, Cyrus, you should delete that is because it just sets too high a standards for
Too
us
high a
models.
standard. For English speaking comedians, it's really big here. No pun
MTV to
intended.
FTV,
No
real
pun
big.
intended.
Shawik has a nice comment. MTV to FTV, real quick. But you know what sort of FTV this is?
With
when
a
you-
stop
when-
here. No bump in pay.
Yeah.
Bolo.
Hey, but there's a question. For
Chinmay is
I think all
flirting.
the-
Yeah, nice guys, Cyrus.
There you go.
Nice
Wow.
thigh. It's a right
Hey,
quad
this is a
stomp.
question.
Yeah.
This is a question to
Stamp
all
on the leg.
Again, I have
and
to
then
say, dude,
and then
very,
you-
very toned thighs.
Then you
Yeah,
try
yeah.
and
Very
bring out
good.
as much muscle
very
as you
good.
can. I'll show it to you later, boys.
Why don't you do something with your calves also, Cyrus?
Calves are genetic.
Hey,
Calves are
here's a question that I
Very
have for all the laddies in the
Yeah.
show, watching the show. Was FTV a thing for the women's as
There
well?
are no ladies. And there's Hamisha and Ayushi.
sorry,
who
what-
are
No,
now
no,
one of
at
the
least-
lads. They've
No,
just
no,
given
no.
up.
What are you asking?
There's
FTV what?
Hamisha, Ayushi, and the
Okay.
8 men who pretend to be ladies. So,
Oh, stop it. Rascally.
so was
Sriram,
FTV
what about
a
FTV?
thing? FTV a thing for the women's as well, as much it was for the men's in the.
You're
mean,
asking,
90s?
I
Silvery
talking
as the
about-
expert.
are you
Silvery,
a-
please answer the question.
Are you asking if there was
Yes,
male
yes,
nudity as well?
No, no,
on
please
the
No,
answer
but
it.
there
You're
were
a
male
Google.
models as well walking in those things.
No, there were no male models.
So, you know,
there were
people-
male models, but male
What
models
is
don't
FTV?
count.
Oh, what?
Fashion TV, right?
Fashion
Oh, it's not
TV.
fuck TV? Sorry. I'm sorry. That was like
The
a joke.
problem is-
As a kid,
But
we used to
problem
make
after
a
you
joke.
eject Sriram, we have to eject
Eject
Silvery. Okay?
Antriksh.
So please
No.
get Rishi's makeup
FTV
done.
fashion TV.
Rishi has to come
No,
back
no.
into the frame now. We have no option.
Oddly, fuck TV is what MTV eventually became, where they fuck television.
Fuck this
But-
shit, dude.
But,
I'll tell you that frankly, we should reserve the right to use that word for this podcast and only for this podcast. And
But-
Hamisha's so innocent. FTV,
Yeah,
what
are
is
they
that?
are they really asking
Oh,
or?
Yeah,
Hamisha
Hamisha
tried to do that. Hey,
Words without
what is
vowels.
FTV, yeah? Hamisha
Yeah.
said, hey, what is FTV? I've never heard
I
of
was
it.
FTV out of
You know,
peer
like
pressure.
this.
Didn't do anything for me. Straight female. All right.
Oh, okay.
Shut up, Papa, Cyrus.
Shweta, join the
Shweta.
show. You're on. You're on.
Fabulous.
Silvery
Oh,
out.
damn.
But I get this, right? See, unless you are actually interested in the fashion world, which
What are you
firstly I
talking
don't think,
about?
I don't
Back
think
in the
FTV,
90s,
No,
I don't
back in
think
the
man.
FTV is an
90s,
outlet for that.
Back in the
anyway.
90s, before the internet gave you access to
Yeah.
adult entertainment,
Yeah.
No,
Sriram,
yeah.
as a young
As
horny
a
boy
woman,
in
I'm saying.
Chembur, would watch fashion TV waiting for the lingerie section. I
I
know
ima-
how these despots
No, no.
behave.
Correct, but I'm
Oh.
saying
And
as
that's
a woman, I
partly
imagine.
because I
as a woman,
wanted to
yes,
buy
I
some
can
good
imagine.
lingerie for myself.
One sec. Let him go.
I'm saying,
Say.
as a woman, I can say that.
Go on.
Like I imagine for women,
Is that the
for
punch
women-
or there's more
No,
to
no,
come? Because now
no,
I'm confused.
As women,
Yeah.
what I think is, unless you are like super interested in fashion itself, FTV won't interest you that much because what we are watching it to look at
Bro,
the nudity.
you're right. But
Yeah.
that who cares as long as they watch it? Nobody's asking why you're watching it, right? So
Yeah, but-
males are watching for the girls. Girls are watching for the clothes and the girls sometimes. I don't know. I'm just saying. Shri, are you the expert?
No,
on
what
FTV?
I'm
I
trying to
don't
say
need
is
that. I
that
think there are
there
other
were
ways to find
also-
out fashion otherwise.
Remember
Not
remember
FTV.
there
No,
was
back in the
there was
90s,
a
this was
time-
big, bro. This is a big thing. This is a
But
fashion
was
channel.
was a
Ah,
big
what are you
thing.
saying?
Was a big thing.
You're too young. You don't understand anything.
I get it.
Did you know that
I've had my fair share of
Adam
FTV?
did
Okay,
meet Eve?
every
That's
single
the thing.
night, 9 p.m. It
That's
was
the
on
thing.
at my house.
Dad,
No.
the mom likes fashion. What's the story here,
No,
brother?
guys. No. Cyrus, no.
No,
Antriksh-
you
Antriksh-
attack religion. You attack
Here's my-
Kashmir. You are going
here's
after
my-
me for passing remarks his
Cyrus,
parents and I'm cool about. What the
that's
hell's
not
wrong
what-
with you?
here's
Okay,
what
okay,
I'm
let's
trying to
calm
say.
Cyrus down. Let's go for a break and come back.
One second.
Where
The
were the
only
clothes?
Okay, quick,
What is
quick,
his
quick.
remark? Didn't cable
Shriram.
Walla's broadcast B-grade films late night? Oh, let's talk about the
Yeah,
FTV.
let's but quickly, Shriram, your 1 second if you want.
Antriksh, I just want to defend you.
That's it. Your time's
Cyrus-
over.
Cyrus, Antriksh didn't watch FTV because he grew up as a well-nurtured child. He was sent models at home. As
Yeah.
Okay. Can I tell
Yeah.
you, you're wrong. He grew up in Panchgani, where his
2 years only.
idea of fashion was what is called the urinals, and
Yeah.
it was not a pleasant experience because basically which towel is
Yeah.
going to be removed.
Around my waist, yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
and then
or
removed.
yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
And then spanked
And now
on the ass.
we're going to show you a documentary explaining how Silvery suffered and became the man he is today. Here it is, folks.
Hello, everybody. It's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cock and Bull, Cyrus, Akash, Shreyas, and Antriksh discuss Bill Gates joining hands with Samsung to create waterless toilets. On the Filter Coffee podcast, Karthik is joined by Anuj Vishwanathan, co-founder and president at Milap. He talks about the inception of Milap and how he learned to become a better entrepreneur over time. On Ikaduka Economy, Abhinav discusses the impact of economic recession on our lives and the reasons behind it. On HDFC Mutual Funds Investverse, Anupam talks with Ashton Doctor about one's relationship with money and how to develop healthy financial habits. And on Smarter with Sid, Siddharth weighs the pros and cons of family-owned businesses. Once again, I would like to remind you all about our merch store. Go and check it out on the website ivmpodcast.com. There's a link for shop. Click on that and it'll take you to our store. Also, do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Please do spread the word about the show. That really does help us. It helps all kinds of podcasts. And do remember to rate us or review us wherever you're listening to us or watching us. That could also be on YouTube. Remember, we have a number of channels on YouTube where you can go and check out our shows. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week, Volvo XC40 Recharge, Heads Up for Tales, HDFC Mutual Fund, and TransUnion Civil. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Hello, I am Cyrus Brocha and I don't know what to do with Mary's peeing habits. Mary's my pet dog, not my wife. Don't worry, that's still to come. This one time I was expecting some guests over with 10 minutes left for them to reach. Mary just goes and pees right in the middle of the corridor. Now it's smelling and I'm panicking. These guests are just about to reach. What do I do? Thankfully, I remember that I had a bottle of HUFT P-Lock Super Absorbent Powder. All you have to do is pour some powder over the pet's pee and it converts the liquid to solid in seconds, which can then be disposed off in your dustbin easily. Easy peasy. Plus, it just smells like lemons. A pleasing lemony smell. It's a great smell. So I never have to worry about my pet dog defecating at home anymore. In fact, if I have to tell you the truth, I look forward to it right now. So be smart. Visit www.headsupfortails.com or visit the Heads Up for Tails store to buy your own supply of HUFT P-Lock Super Absorbent Powder. You won't regret it. Woof. Vineet K is asking, IVM is full of Parsis, isn't it? Is that true? There's no Parsis.
You, and that's it.
That's about it.
And Ashton.
Okay, two, yeah.
Yeah.
But beyond that, what about people working at this? I haven't seen anyone.
Zarina's not Parsi, is she?
No.
Could be.
I don't
So
know.
Zarina Poonawala?
Yeah.
That's very Parsi sounding.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Or Bori. There's only two options you got.
I think Abbas is Parsi.
Abbas is
Pretty.
applied. He's applied. We told him
Yeah.
that once.
application is in the works.
Yeah,
It's,
we're looking
it's
at
about to be rejected.
No,
like
no,
Shashi Tharoor's application for
once
Congress president.
The Russian accent is pick and span. He's in because that's a
Yeah.
huge thing. Yeah, we love that.
But have you guys
Apro Ruski, Abbas.
have you guys heard this? The Congress is going to have Congress president elections finally. And
Yeah.
Ashok Gehlot and Shashi Tharoor
Shashi
are the
Tharoor.
front runners right now.
Shashi.
Yeah, I hope Shashi actually gets it.
Because we
Because
cannot.
he's a
No.
little more anti-establishment, I feel, than
Of course.
than
He's
Ashok
one of
Gehlot.
us in a
Yeah,
sense.
In a sense.
We can relate to Shashi. What's wrong
Yeah.
with you, Shri? What's
Well,
your
Sriram,
problem?
what do you
No.
want? You don't like English
Tamil,
anymore?
no, Tamil not liking
Wow.
Malayali. That's a problem. The
Just
Malayali,
because
Malayali guy gets
Cyrus-
picked on by the Tamil guy. Always.
Just because he murdered his wife doesn't mean he wins our hearts.
I mean,
Okay?
again,
I know that's something that you,
if you want
inherently
don't
want to
say
do,
stuff like that.
but
It's called defamation and he can sue you.
Yeah.
Okay? Because as of
Okay.
now, there's no such proof. So you got to be very
Yeah,
careful.
okay.
See, and
what
IBM
what
will
is
not
the
defend you.
fancy what is the fancy word for defamation that he would use?
When he's in the north, defamation. But otherwise you're good. You're good.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I think
There's some
I like the
serious-
fact that you have to at least have one, like suspected murder-ish case to become prime minister. I think that's the bar where we've set. it.
Okay. We have to eject this guy. He's so dangerous right now. Whatever he said before, it's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah,
We
really.
have to put a bag
Sorry.
on his head and slowly make sure the body decomposes. All right, who's
Sorry.
Rishi? Once your legs calm down, off you go to Gurgaon.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why Shashi
Open the
Tharoor
door,
is
Shri.
anti-
Someone's coming to meet you. Yeah.
I'll tell you why Shashi
all
Tharoor
this-
is anti-establishment, because I think that's the niche that he can carve for himself, right? If he also did a whole I think he's just struggling, and he's not a people's
Okay, wait.
person. He's
So,
not the
sorry to
person of the
interrupt you
masses.
there, but Aditya says that for defamation, the right word in Hindi is defecation. I thought that was
You
a
put
Sri
a-
Ram moment, but he's
Do
not
you,
impressed.
do you pour a powder on top of it after?
No! Sometimes we have to move
But-
on. Otherwise, you kill it.
But Sriram, I think Shashi Tharoor is a great communicator. You're saying he's not a people's person.
But I feel oratory skills for a leader is so
What's that?
overrated. Why is it a
Go a great
glorified
way, man.
elocution
Now,
Oratory
competition?
skills go a huge
No,
way,
no,
I think,
listen.
as a.
But you
Can
don't
you
want to
stop?
make
Can
it
you
into
stop?
an.
One sec, please. I have breaking news. I don't want you to lose it. Silvery, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shubham Yadav has got a very important point. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey,
So
Cyrus.
says, hey Cyrus, in
Let
Kumar Varun's podcast,
हाँ.
गोपाल जी ने आपके तारीफों के फूल बांध दिए. You are funny.
I'll explain to the
I'm
non
going to,
Hindi
I'm
speaking
going to,
public
I'm going
in
to, I'm
Gurgaon.
going to, I'm
Agreed.
going to
Yeah,
say
like
this is
I've always said this.
Cyrus,
Cyrus is one of the
Cyrus.
quickest, fastest,
I
funniest
agree.
minds.
I agree. I generally feel Cyrus is like top
You are
one funny comedian.
heterosexual, both of you. What happened
Having
suddenly?
said that,
Huh.
the fact that you stopped everything to pull up that comment, I'm going to say is a very Abbas
A
moment.
boss move.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is not woke,
Absolutely
right,
not.
of me? I
Yes,
just
absolutely not.
try to understand the whole thing, right? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Very funny.
Um,
Okay. But coming back to the Congress thing,
what is Raju Srivas? Is
Raju Srivastava, just got news
oh God.
that
Okay.
he has
Before we
passed
say
away.
something stupid, yeah. Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Wow.
How
But,
sad.
Raju Srivastava passed away.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Rest in peace,
Samir has
the
sent it
great
in, and
Raju
others are
Srivastava.
sending it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, the great Raju Srivastava.
Oh.
And
Okay.
Oh,
Let's
have
damn.
you must have worked with him, right?
I met him twice. One
Sweet
show
man.
also.
He
Yeah.
always looked like a very sweet
Like I
man.
said, yeah, he's really nice. He's like a
Yeah.
really nice guy.
Yeah.
So there's two types of comedians. We discussed this before. No, they seem
Yeah,
very
correct.
serious and friendly in a nice way.
Correct. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you're waiting for the joke always, and that doesn't come. Then there's the smart Alec Sriram type of comedian.
Yeah,
who
great.
always-
No, Raju Srivastava played a great joke on me where he was supposed to do like a master class or something.
How we didn't do it on the name? Huh.
For the front row or some of those things, and
Oh, okay.
his team approached me to script the master class.
Oh,
That
wow.
was a great joke where Raju thought that his team thought that my sensibilities were close to his.
Or rather
So,
above, because you're the guy who's creating the whole thing. So you
Yeah, he's
actually
just
look up to that
say.
person in a sense.
no,
Yeah.
See, I got a lot of
feel
respect for
it's
you. You are now the goat of comedy, as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. I'm putting you down as number
Hey,
one,
thank
ranking number
you.
one, Abbas
As
number
a as
two.
a
Because
as
Abbas
a
going to
as
mention
a
it anyway, so we might as well say it. Yeah. Okay, a quick word on
Quick
Raju
Arabic.
Srivastava. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
for a second here,
Yeah.
As a member of the fraternity, or
Absolutely.
we're hardly a fringe members, but you know,
Yeah.
in a sense, one man
Dude.
before Kapil, not this
correct.
Kapil or anybody else.
Yeah.
He
Like the
sort of-
original stand-up, one of the original guard, I would say.
and to take it
after
from being
joining,
the comedian in films
Correct.
to actually being the comedian who performs and is an artist in his own right, separately from everybody else.
Yeah.
Yes,
What
and
was
his impression was awesome. Yeah, it was bloody
That's
fantastic.
the thing. I think that's the thing about Raju Srivastava. I didn't see much of him, but I think all of my friends and all obviously loved him and started watching him. But he sort of at that time it was this sort of very impression mimicry sort of a culture to comedy, and he
Don't
turned
try
that
and
to
find ways to put him down. This is not the time
no.
for that.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm
No.
saying from that he took that and also said, let me do observational stuff at the same times, right? So he sort of
Yeah.
almost sort of veered the path of comedic language in that sense.
Yeah.
So,
Also, Raju, like my wife, the personality just changes. He goes on stage, he's somebody else. It's completely different, and then he's
really,
putting on.
really, Cyrus.
Like my
you,
wife,
you
we
told
enter
me
the
to
bedroom
not
and
put
she's somebody
people
else.
down, and then
Yeah.
No, but I just want to rant here for a second because she
okay.
starts screaming at me for no reason. I
Yeah.
made a couple of passing comments about my brother-in-law, lovely guy who was there, whatever, and I just made a couple of maybe not so positive things, and
But as a joke, right?
well, not
Not
people think I'm trying to be
He
funny.
might be
but
watching.
I'm a
Your
social.
brother-in-law might be
I see
watching.
myself as a social scientist. So my point is, look, this is for the good of mankind. This
Yeah.
is my observation.
You're-
Rightly or wrongly,
Yeah.
this is what I think.
Yeah.
You might think it's funny. It doesn't offend me if you laugh.
Okay.
But she gets really angry.
Yeah, okay.
She's always angry. My wife only has one mood: it's angry, and then they're super angry. There's nothing else. It's always that.
That video of her hitting you was hilarious, by the way. I must say.
She wasn't
I
even
don't
super
stand
angry
for
yet.
it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It was great.
I was when you got hit in that episode, Cyrus. I
You
just
felt
couldn't
bad,
stand
right?
it.
You ran to Gurgaon. You're
Yeah.
so worried.
Yeah. Who will fight for Cyrus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that why did you marry
so-
Aisha? I thought Aisha was from Gurgaon.
It was arranged.
Like
It was
Yeah.
it
arranged.
was no,
Blame
it
the
was
families.
no,
Yeah.
no. In this, I know it was a love marriage, but I
Yeah.
thought Aisha. I thought she was also
Love.
from Gurgaon.
I never heard that word.
Hey,
Really?
whatever feeling you want to associate.
Yeah. Couldn't find anyone else marriage? Yes, that's the one.
Hamisha says, I don't blame her, Cyrus.
Why do the women do this?
Just
And the other thing they always say, how's your third child? That's the other thing which drives her nuts.
Yeah.
How's the
Oh,
other real
damn.
child? How's the kid? How's the kid who can't grow up? Those kind of things, And it's not fair because the other two kids are also really kids and badly behaved. There's three. It's like Amar, Akbar, Anthony. We got all three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Can
I
we
feel
quickly just
interchangeably
go back
By the
you
way,
all have
let's go back to Raju again, please,
no,
guys.
no. Raju,
Raju ka ho gaya.
Yeah,
We're not talking
matlab-
about that. Okay.
I mean, if you have more stories to share.
No, you guys haven't said
Rest in
anything.
peace.
I'm
No,
saying so.
absolutely, rest in peace. My parents were huge fans of all the comedy nights with Kapil, all his appearances, of all the stand-up comedy, Hindi stand-up comedy shows on TV with Sidhu and Aparna. And Raju Srivastava was always their favorite.
Yeah.
So Yeah, for sure.
And
we'll be solemnist.
my worry is always that if there's heaven and hell and all this nonsense, and
Yeah.
there's God and you guys pray a lot and all that, how come the guys who don't harm anyone keep dying?
Yeah,
That's I never understood that. Can someone explain to me? They've got a list of people who you say, okay, dangerous, difficult, killed people, whatever, cause war, destruction, death, whatever. Nothing seems to happen. And then some guy who's doing comedy and possibly making people happy. I'm not saying 100%, but sometimes makes people happy here and there.
I mean,
They
definitely
go.
trying to, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? That should be commended.
How selfless we are.
Yeah, we're trying to make people
Yeah.
happy. अब
Yeah.
नहीं हुए तो उनकी
के लिए
गलती है.
समाज के लिए हम काम करते हैं सर.
Exactly.
हाँ, फर्ज है.
Exactly.
Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough. All right.
Coming back to the story you were talking about, the Congress thing, Shashi Tharoor versus Ashok Gehlot.
Right.
They're saying that this will be the first, if it goes on without Gandhi participating, because right now it's looking like Rahul Gandhi won't be participating in this presidential.
He can't suddenly change his mind last
Yeah.
minute and say, okay, guys, I'm throwing my hat in the ring, both vote for me.
But
And it's
30th,
over.
they have the date is 30th for the final person to put in their papers. Ki, I want to be in this race. So till then we'll have to still wait and see. But it's looking
Could
like
I
he
put in
won't.
my papers? But I'm
you
not
have to be a party
member.
card-holding party member.
But
Yeah.
can't they do some setting later, like how you get a Rajya Sabha seat 6 months later or whatever? Can't they
Let's
do
try
some
it.
setting?
Let's try it. Let's talk to.
What the hell? I want to be president of something. Rishi, what can I be president of? It's going to be something.
The Parsi Association of Malabar Hill.
You got to put a communal twinge to it. Really, always communal twinge to it. And geographical. Malabar Hill.
Yeah,
It's always.
Malabar Hill has to.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's how you start. No, you start with a region that you espouse and a religion that you know.
Yeah, but I before you say put your foot back in your mouth, I just want to quickly mention I want a Spanish touch to my presidency. I'll be called El Presidente.
El
Is that okay?
Presidente.
El
Yeah.
Presidente. I just
That's
feel
what
it sounds.
that's what this one was. No.
Yeah.
Who's
Who
that
would
guy?
you like to sing a happy
Che
birthday song?
Guevara
Which
was
cele-
that,
which
no?
celebrity?
You
Like
mean
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Castro is El
Marilyn Monroe will be
Presidente, right?
127, so perhaps not in the best shape of her life.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
wasn't Castro Fidel Castro?
A young
El
Rekha.
Presidente?
I would love a younger Rekha. The
Yeah, but
Umrah
we are
Jani.
going forwards in time, Cyrus, not
Forward,
back.
I don't know names of
Tell
girls
me
here.
someone-
Uh,
Priyanka Chopra. She can
Okay,
sing
if this
really
was a Miss India contest, my wife Aisha. And I want to save the world.
No,
One
no,
child at a
Cyrus,
time.
Cyrus, no. You when you become the president or something, you can leave your wife. That's
El
the president.
Presidente.
El Presidente.
El
Thank you.
That
Presidente.
is how it
Thank you.
is. That was
Yeah.
Castro, right? El Presidente was him.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it true he got castrated? Oh,
Yeah, sure.
Rishi, I'm thinking that's what we should do to you, man. Stop the
So-
leg movement. Yeah.
Oh.
This will be the first time, going back to Congress, this will be the first time in 20
Oh,
years.
how sweet. You still want to
That-
cling to that?
Just,
Go,
just
go, go.
this is the first time in 20 years
Yeah.
where they'll have a Gandhi
Free.
Free,
You were going to
not
say Gandhi free.
not Gandhi
You were going to
free.
say Gandhi free.
I was.
A
More than
society
20
you know.
years,
Yeah.
No, like
Who was
a
the last
Congress
one?
leadership
Narasimha-
where Gandhi won't be,
In
the Gandhi
in the
family
free.
won't be
In the free. The name is not
Yeah.
in the free.
Who was
Not in
the-
free.
Yeah,
Who
go
was
on.
the last one? Narasimha Rao was there, no? The last even more than 20 years, right? Then
Yeah, more than 20 years.
Manmohan
that's what I'm
Singh
saying.
wasn't
Early
elected
90s.
president. was
So
he? Yeah.
Selected, did you say? Yes.
yeah, Manmohan
well
Singh was
done.
selected.
Well
Yeah,
done.
correct.
Well
Yeah,
done.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
so
want to-
party was
Narasimha Rao, that's how far
I'm not
back,
quite
yeah.
sure how old Shashi Tharoor is, Shriram, but I think he's in his 60s.
Yeah.
And but Ashok Gehlot is 97 or something. So I mean,
He's in 70.
yeah, I just and
But-
with due respect to Ashok Gehlot, he really should not be in the game anymore.
But you know what they're
I
saying
mean, firstly,
about
Sachin Pilot should be running
Yeah.
the state. That's another story. And the other thing, this guy's really old.
Yeah.
Even comedians, that's been telling Kunal Vijay
Again,
there has to be a
but-
cutoff, man. There
But,
has
but
to be
why
a
are,
cutoff.
but why are we this is how we think. That's the problem with us. Oh, we look at age, oratory skills. No, they are looking at one final scam that they can make it through like the prime ministership. And
Bro,
eventually
I
that,
have,
right?
I
So
tell you, Shashi.
why are we sort of
I'm a
why are we
huge
sort of
fan of
looking
Shashi.
at all these optics here?
No,
It's
optics
just-
are important. I've worked with
Yeah.
Shashi. I've seen him around. I've seen the reactions. I've done something in Delhi, in Bombay, in Pune, and maybe no.
You've
that's it.
interviewed him multiple times.
No, but I've been
Yeah.
with. I've seen the audience reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was
They-
a camping
they really
school
like it,
thing
no?
where
Yeah.
my
But-
friends went and.
But
So
Cyrus,
listen,
that's
I'm
what the
looking at 4
masses.
different markets. Everywhere he went, he was like Elvis.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, but
screamed
that's what
for
the
him, They
market-
loved him. Women liked him. He was
Just-
he's
okay.
different. And he's very presentable, and he's charming, and he's fantastic on stage. He's a great
You
orator,
should
as
you
we
should you
discussed.
should go
Yeah.
to Hisar with Shashi Tharoor and then make a call on.
Oh, he's
whether-
good there too. His Hindi and other languages are not that bad as people think. And,
Yeah.
and secondly, he's very presentable. Now, no disrespect to Ashok Gehlot. I just think that maybe 15, 20 years he might put up a fight. But now I think, come on, bro. Enough is enough.
Also, they're
I
saying,
don't fight with Silvery. It's his time now. He's the king of the ring.
they're also saying that
Just because he coughed doesn't mean he doesn't know what he's doing.
they're also saying that Ashok Gehlot is like a Gandhi family loyalist. Sorry, So
They're both are the same thing. in any
Exactly.
case.
Are they
Eventually, it's a puppet
okay,
regime.
so yeah, so
right?
they're saying that this is in either way is gonna be beneficial for Sonia Gandhi and her family.
Yeah, it's
they're
like
gonna- they're
who
gonna
which
be pulling the
puppet?
strings
I
right
don't
now.
think
Which,
Shashi
who wants
is.
to be puppet
Shashi is
number
now.
one? Yeah.
Shashi is his own man.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
So I thought you just said, you're saying both of them.
No. I'm saying that
not.
Shashi will be good for them in a sense.
Oh, yeah,
because
like
they
that.
need
Correct,
a new leadership, new dynamism.
Yeah, correct.
which he'll
That's what I'm
give.
saying. Yeah.
And his presence, he's like a rock star.
I
He's got
agree.
presence,
I absolutely
and
agree.
it's pan-India presence. Okay, it's more, I suppose, the higher
And
classes.
Shashi has been saying for years that need change in leadership is needed, change in leadership is needed.
Yeah.
Ashok Gehlot will be like, nahi, Rahul Gandhi ki hi seat hai,
Yeah.
the
I
Congress
think
party head.
Ashok Gehlot is not able to go beyond Rahul Gandhi.
Yeah,
The sentence
that's
is
the
not
problem.
complete.
Yeah.
The answer to everything is Rahul Gandhi. Yes. Do we get concession on this? Rahul Gandhi.
How old are you today? Rahul Gandhi.
From here, how do I reach Khan Market?
Rahul Gandhi. Yeah. All right, let's move on to
How happy
our.
we are with our jokes. I mean, what a bunch
Very,
of
very
morons.
happy. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Let's
Yeah.
move on to our Volvo branded segment, which is a sustainability story for this day,
Yeah,
powered by Volvo XC40 Recharge.
radio.
Our sustainability story for today comes from the amazing country of Holland, where students from the Eindhoven University of Technology.
Abbas would have loved this moment because Eindhoven should have been the bouncer on the back foot. The batsman is trying to get under the ball,
Yeah.
sways away, and it passes his nose. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Eindhoven University of Technology have built a car that captures more carbon than it emits. The zero emission mobility, or ZEM as it's called, car is powered by a lithium ion battery pack and made mostly from recycled plastics. A spokesperson from the team at the university says that the end goal is to create a more sustainable future through these carbon eating electric vehicles. Lastly, this is an amazing feat of engineering that just goes to show how we do have the talent to solve the current global environment crisis. if we all bring our journey
IIT
together.
Amsterdam is the best IIT of the lot. I got to tell you.
IIT Amsterdam.
Yes, that's where it comes
Eindhoven.
from.
There's
Yeah.
a-
Eindhoven, no?
Well, I didn't want to push in, the whole Eindhoven story again. Ours would pass, so I thought we'll just go to Amsterdam. One second, let me check.
Eindhoven University.
So, which one are you happier with?
Uh,
PSV
I like
Eindhoven?
IIT Amsterdam. I like.
IIT Amsterdam.
I would
Hey,
love
listen,
to be at IIT.
I was in
Amsterdam.
Holland
Yeah.
just before the pandemic one, and let me tell you, there are plenty of Indians. They see everywhere.
Yeah, there are. Correct,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's one of the countries you don't want to go to on holiday because the first thing you see is yourself. Everywhere you look. No.
No, one of the most beautiful cities in Netherlands is Rotterdam.
Yeah.
So the history is that Rotterdam was.
I wish the story was about Rotterdam, not Eindhoven. That would have
I
been
know,
better
I know.
for you. Damn
Yeah.
it.
But Rotterdam was like.
You've been?
I've been, yeah.
Wow.
It's.
I told you this guy's rich. He's no struggling comic. How many Indian comics go to Rotterdam?
I went when I was like 12 years old. Since then, my family has lost a lot of money.
So it comes closer to
And-
India every holiday.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Now they can. Now they can only afford.
Yeah.
Now they can only afford Eindhoven.
Nepal.
No,
Sri Lanka.
no, it's Gurgaon.
Good guy. All right.
Gurgan.
Gurgan.
Okay, come on, let's do because we've got to wind up early because of
Let's do it,
reasons I
yes.
can't
All right.
explain. And yeah.
Let's go to
Not
Amma's.
early, but yeah.
The first Amma comes from Akshay K, who says, "Did IVM think of changing this show to Cyrus Only Says?" We do very often, all the time, every day. Yeah, change it right now.
Akshay,
Let's reveal the new
honestly-
logo, guys.
Akshay, do you think you're the
honestly,
only
I feel-
person in the history of my life who's
Yeah.
criticized me for talking too much?
Yes,
This is the
really.
first time I'm hearing
I-
it.
Guy, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
where did this come
What a-
from?
what a
This guy
novel
goes,
shot. Cyrus Only Says
Boom.
का नाम होना चाहिए. Oh,
Hey,
nice.
I actually feel like Cyrus, like I think by the time we all have thought of one joke as a thing, Cyrus has 8. So I think like it's
That's
fair to-
exactly it.
Sriram,
It can't be helped, man. It's just
Forget
too
Cyrus.
quick.
Do you understand how dangerous you are? Because every joke I'm trying to now think for you, where's he going to go with
Where's
it?
he-
Is it going to be religion? Is it going to be country? Or is it going to be the holy ghost in the
Like,
country?
you have that
Who you
that
going to
problem.
attack?
Always that problem with Sriram and
Yeah.
Puneet, both of them.
Yeah. Oh,
Very-
God, you're right.
Yeah,
We
It's
should never have
exactly
them
the same.
together. Otherwise, we'll go mad.
go mad.
You'll just have to keep shouting about them. Oh, and
Or-
Gordon Becker is in jail. You know,
Or that would be the greatest episode in
Ever.
Cyrus Says history.
and the last.
And the last. Or definitely the last, either way.
So Cyrus
This
only
is a
said.
good
Cyrus only
Yeah,
said
Cyrus only
that
said.
episode. Yeah.
Rohan,
Rishi, I spat on the mic.
Yeah.
Just, it's gone now.
Rohan Patil says, Cyrus, where do you work apart from IVM and CNN?
I wish I could
Whoa.
answer that question.
Whoa.
I suppose the kitchen comes to mind.
No.
No.
But
Here's
you
my
just
story
said
of
that.
entertainers.
Yeah.
Entertainers, and you please accept that this is the truth of all of us. We're always looking for work. Whether you're
Yeah.
Shah Rukh, Kamita,
Yeah.
whatever, you're looking
Yeah,
for work.
always hustling. Yeah.
It's just a
Yeah.
question of whether you have work that week or month or not. There's
Yeah.
no question. It never changes. You may
But-
make money, you may not make
Hmm.
money, but you're always looking for work. You're just like a carpenter.
But Cyrus,
Well,
you
not
just
a
answered the
competitor,
question.
it's a
Aside from IVM and CNN, you worked with Shashi Tharoor. You did a whole
I do.
multi-city
I do
tour
his
with him.
PR. And
Sure.
successfully. Now Ashok Gehlot is hiring me. I'm just going to call. He's saying, "Beta, umar bhi ek cheez hai kya?" I said, हाँ, हाँ,
All right, next one. Gayatri Desai asks.
That'd be really funny, no?
That'd be
If
hilarious.
he's checking with people, is age an
Correct.
issue?
And
And all
because
the
he's
chamtas go,
potentially,
no. So why? No.
yeah, exactly, yeah, because he's potentially a player. No, not at all. I mean, have you seen
That's-
Biden? He's 187. Yeah.
Wow. He declared COVID over. I become a fan immediately. This is the guy I want to lead everything.
But he
Come
declared
on.
it right. No, it is he said the pandemic is over. Of course, the pandemic phase is over. So
No, he used the words COVID is over also. And I want to use this.
No. He said pandemic is over.
And then under that,
We still have a ways to go against in the fight against COVID. He said.
oh, you
Yeah,
learned it by
so-
heart?
I did.
This is Eindhoven.
I saw that clip
happened.
like 5 times. I look
You
at
know,
that.
Antriksh is that kid who started off as a backbencher, but now he's just suddenly starting scoring
I'm
better than
middle
you.
bencher now. Yeah,
No, he's
somewhere.
scoring better
No.
than you. And like,
No.
wow.
My worry is he's still a backbencher, but someone's behind him and having fun.
Just like Antriksh is copying better now. Huh? Okay.
Yeah. Gayatri Desai has asked, Cyrus, who is the kindest, most generous
Hey,
celebrity that you
Shubham
work with?
Yadav is again praising me. Whoosh, the Shubham gets a prize now.
Oh,
Huh?
Beautiful.
what is happening with your
Shubham,
eyes?
contact
Can we see a
Cyrus.
compliment?
I don't want to
for
say it, it
Shubham.
sounds very arrogant.
Shubham, you contact.
I don't know
Cyrus,
what the
he's gonna
comment
gift
is.
you-
Shubham says, Raju said once in a BBC interview, आज कल के स्टैंड अप में गाली देते हैं अक्सर इंग्लिश कॉमेडियन बट मैं पर्सनली साइरस और रिवाल्डो को देखता हूँ दे ऑल्सो डू इंग्लिश स्टफ बट बिना गाली दिए डॉक्टर सारिस साहूकर
He's so correct.
Well, that's cool, man.
Oh,
So he actually said some nice things about you.
Vinit K is saying if Cyrus is putting on the nudes in Instagram, he'll be an influencer, a bad influencer. Let's go for the bashing, guys. Let's keep
No,
going.
no.
Yeah.
Alright.
No,
Gayatri Desai.
Shubham, by the way,
last you.
Shubham, you one second. Sorry, Antriksh, I think you're
No,
around,
please, sir.
Shubham,
Yeah.
for that comment of the day, you get a free Volvo XC contact Cyrus.
XC40 recharge.
XC40 Recharge contact Cyrus, and
Yeah.
Saukar
some-
again. Thank God for that guy. That guy saved us. He's the guy holding the ball all the time, bro. That guy's sweet. Yeah.
Alright. Cyrus, the kindest, most generous celebrity you worked with. Shahrukh, you've always said.
Shahrukh, very
Amitabh.
nice, but kindest, the word kind comes to mind with Bobby. He's
Really?
really kind.
Wow.
He's really one of the nicest people. You just get such a nice vibe from him. He's almost like, why are you here?
Yeah.
He's just like a good human being. He's got a really good vibe. Sunil Shetty,
Nice.
very nice. Excellent.
Bobby Darling, you're talking about?
Bobby Darling was very mean to me
Really?
because we had done some gag and all this. He was a little offended.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's Saukar.
I mean, I
Exactly.
can
Yeah.
see that happening.
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
it was okay. We ironed it out. I had to.
Hey,
compromise a
are you
bit,
guys
but,
seeing this whole thing that Sunil Shetty is now like LinkedIn influencer, max business person now?
No.
You want a job?
Yeah,
I
he
can
is.
make a call.
Sunil Shetty is a LinkedIn
Sunil
influencer.
Shetty is a LinkedIn
It's a very in the Bunt
influencer
community.
who-
It is the most common name. So just double check everything.
What is he even posting about? Like work
I mean,
related?
you can't take names like Sunil Shetty. There are hundreds of them.
He's also an accomplished restaurateur. He's a
Yeah.
real estate mogul.
Entrepreneur
So
in
and
like
now he's like an angel investor.
sports,
Oh,
yeah.
they started a
Yeah.
jeans line also, if I'm not mistaken, back
Really?
in the day in South Bombay.
Ah.
Yeah, clothes line. It was pretty big.
wow, babu, yeah.
Yeah. Super. Because I don't buy clothes, so I know.
All right, that's so cool.
That's
Maybe
great.
it's like a literal.
I see a big Sunil Shetty fan, you know?
He maybe started a literal clothes line. You know the line in which you hang your clothes, like that.
Yeah, we got it. Don't explain. Don't do
Very good.
Kunal. I told you never explain. Once you explain, people die.
Have you
do
guys-
Which is a
have you
very
guys
good
seen-
business because everyone's manufacturing clothes, but where
Yeah.
do you hang them? Hence, a clothes
Okay,
line.
all right.
Have you
I
guys-
want to hang myself. That's what I want to do. Listening to this. Yeah.
Shetty's clothesline business.
Stop it.
Have you
No,
seen-
there are no Shetties in the clothesline business.
Yeah,
Have
He-
have
Don't
Dene wala
stereotyping.
jab bhi dena.
Next you'll say Shetties only in restaurant business. How dare you? Back off.
guys have either of you seen Sunil Shetty's answer to the movie Jodwa, which was Gopi Kishan? Which is a
Yeah,
double role
lovely.
Sunil Shetty
Mere
movie.
do baap.
I-
That's the one,
yes,
yeah.
mere do baap, mere do. I love that movie.
This is a live clip or something, no?
No, this is the movie that
Oh.
exists in the 90s.
Actual movie.
Nineties.
actual
Okay,
movie.
wow.
Yeah, so
90s.
Sunil Shetty, double
90s
role,
and
Karishma Kapoor.
I don't know. 80s. Now that's different.
I think Anupam Kher is there. Anupam Kher is also
Anupam Kher was in everything in the
Everything in
90s.
90s,
He
yeah.
just walked from set to
Yeah.
set. It was embarrassing.
like directors used to
Hey,
say
is
like
it true?
no
Hey,
movie
is
didn't
it-
need
They put
Anupam Kher.
they won't put the name in the credits also because you know he's there.
He's there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's there.
yeah.
That reminds me of the time they put Javed Akhtar's name.
Oh,
where?
thank God.
Where did they put Javed Akhtar's
Yeah.
name?
You know
I
he's on the
will
blacklist.
Never know now.
Javed Bhai is on the blacklist, and
Damn
that's why you know that.
Stuck.
We have to end the episode. We have to end the
Alright.
episode. We've got a parking problem.
Okay.
There's fight breaking out as we
Just
speak.
take one
lastly,
more, one
Yeah,
last.
lastly,
quick.
Ariful Islam says, is it that the three people podcast only for tier 1 hosts? Yes. End of episode. Thank you so much, guys.
Sriram doesn't know this. Does he know? Do you know your tier 1 host?
Yeah, he knows. He's well
He
aware.
knows.
Okay.
He's always
Wow.
aware.
It's the talk
fantastic.
has been. What a weird comic stanification of this show, man. I'm
I
disappointed
know,
in
man.
in the
This
audience.
is so weird.
And the thing is that we have to rotate it, right? Because you balance with this supreme show and then a crappy show with
Right after this, you're doing.
Yeah. With balance, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
Like you got Shashi and you got Ashok. You got to balance. Okay, Sriram, go and work. Yeah, it looks really embarrassing.
Love you guys.
In the morning.
Bye.
But
See
why
you.
the middle finger and all that nonsense?
No, it's not the middle
Okay, fine.
finger. It's
Fair enough.
a nice.
It's love in some cultures.
It is.
Little
it
more,
is, it
little
is.
more in others.
Yeah.
All right.
It is also
Bye-bye.
drink your. It's also drink your own pee.
You keep talking, we'll just mute you in about 5 seconds. Don't stop.